Lubbock. Local, live, late breaking. You're watching KMAC.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Avery Travis, in for Bryan Mudd. A fan of South Plains politics? Well, here's your talking points for this week. Beto facing some backlash, reigniting the debate over players kneeling during the national anthem. And an update on the Farm Bill negotiations as Congressman Arrington swings by the hub city.
From the studios of KMAC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Services.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Also this week, City Council unanimously voting in favor of a property tax increase at the first public hearing, discussing this year's city budget plan to increase what they call usable money. The proposed tax hike is one more penny per $100 of taxable value that council says will all go towards increasing public safety and hopefully kickstarting the police substation plan. But in case you disagree, you have another chance to voice your opinion. Remember, the council is required to have 2 votes before a raise to your property taxes. The second vote will be on September 13th, ahead of that final public hearing. And here to break it all down for us is City Councilman Jeff Griffith. It's so good to have you on. I know you're a frequent guest here on Talking Points, so we always love to see you here.
Thank you, Avery. It's good to be here.
Now, I know this passed unanimously with the council. Explain a little bit about what this tax hike will look like and then where those funds will actually go and what they'll affect.
It's 1 cent on the property tax. The average Lubbock home value is about $147,000. So if someone has a $147,000 house, it's going to mean about $15 a year added to their property tax. So it's not much, a little over $1 a month.
And I know that y'all have talked a lot about why you're implementing it. What are some of those changes hopefully going to be used for? The
direct effect of this 1 cent increase is to start our police substation project. And that will, the entire police department moving to community policing will end up with 3 substations. 1 downtown location, but this way police will be out in different neighborhoods. 1 in the east that's already been located, 1 will be south, 1 will be northwest. That is what these dollars will go directly for, is to begin funding the building of the substation project.
And I know we've talked a lot about the substation project and expanding public safety in general as Lubbock grows. Talk a little bit about that growth and how it affects the city's budget as y'all are building it.
We have to admit it to ourselves now that we are a big city. And we're approaching 260,000 inside the city limits. With that becomes big city problems. We know we have crime issues, not just property crime as far as theft, but we've got serious drug issues, and we have the gang violence. We have real issues. So in this budget will be not just starting that substation project, but we also are adding 10 new police officers. That'll be 10 new police vehicles and equipment to go with it. And that's all cash funded.
Now, speaking of this budget here, as y'all are building it, we do know that the city budget will generate just a little over $215 million, but the city council plans to spend more than $221. You know, people may be wondering, okay, so where's that $6 million going to come from? If you can break that down for people.
Good question. Good question. The main thing is that we have in reserve millions of dollars. The city keeps by departments. LP&L has approximately $60 million. Water department has approximately $40 million, just to give you an example. And that's basically savings accounts in case we have catastrophic issues. We have those funds on hand to solve those issues. The $6 million difference, that's reserve dollars that we're plugging in using instead of financing. That's probably a big advantage is this council. We haven't cut up the city credit card, but we're definitely putting it back in our wallet. And this helps us do that by using reserve cash.
Now, a question many people out there may be having is, should we be dipping into these reserves? Is this something that the council feels is necessary to do?
Great question. Every department has a reserve policy amount, and some may be 20% funds, some may be 25. It depends on the department. So yes, we definitely want to use when we have extra cash instead of financing.
Definitely. Now, for people who want to come out, I know there's going to be another hearing and a second vote before this fully passes. So what can people, where can they come out, and what do you expect the citizens, what do y'all want to hear from them?
The second reading, and we'd love to hear from, we heard from about 4 citizens this morning. We'd love to hear from more. Honestly, that would be wonderful if people would come out. That hearing will be on September 13th, and that's actually when we would ratify this budget and this tax rate, September 13th.
Wonderful, and I know people can reach out to the council at the City Hall if they do have any questions. Jeff Griffith, it's always good to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. So that brings us straight to this week's poll question. Are you in favor of a property tax increase if it goes towards increasing public safety? Talk to us on our KMAC News Facebook page and online at everythinglubbock.com. You can click on Talking Points and give us your opinion. Still coming up, for the second time in 2 weeks, Ted Cruz bringing the Senate re-election campaign right here to the Hub City. We're going to hear from him after the break.